Good morning from Mount Stewart. So I promised a update on our barn owls. So the reason why I've held off so long is because there's been a bit of a story that's needed to be told here. As you know, we have a breeding barn owl pair on the estate. They bred in 2020 and there were 3 chicks from that one. 2021 was a bit of a bust year for barn owls across the province. Really poor weather right the way into May. Pretty much everything abandoned, including the pair that was here. And this year, they were successfully breeding again, and there were 3 chicks as well. However, we've got a little bit of a conflict of interests where another priority species here on the estate took a tasting to their chicks. So this is a completely natural occurrence. So pine martens are recovering here in the area. Fantastic predators, fantastic omnivores. Really important to have this apex predator back in the landscape here. But it can be a little bit frustrating only because we, of course, are also trying to promote the recovery of the barn owls along in partnership with Ulster Wildlife. So, well, what are we going to do about that? You know, previous years in 2020, the parents actually saw off the pine marten from having a crack at its chicks. But the big problem here is all that's natural, but the one problem is our artificial boxes that are going up. So there's a little bit of a skew here. So what we've decided to do is we're adding some additional sites in individual trees here around the estate, where what we can do is we can actually baffle the base of the trees to protect the artificial box site from pine marten having a crack at them. But let's say it's really important to emphasize that this is a natural occurrence, and it's very easy for us to put our kind of human ideals on what is nature, and nature is brutal. So we'll have a quick chat to Katie here, who's project officer for a whole rake of different projects. So Katie, you are probably a regular face actually here, a couple of years. We did the live stream together on the barn owl ringing back in 2020. So just take us through exactly why have we chosen to move this site, and what are we going to do with the original site?
We've had a good year for barn owls. The weather's been great and our barn owls are doing really well, but there's so many challenges they face, and this year we were kind of hit with something new, which was our pine martens, you know, which is really unfortunate, but we have to deal with these things, so we're trying to come up with a solution. So thankfully we have a chick that's fledged over there, which is just wonderful. We've the one chick and the parents have been really looking after it, so that's great. And basically we've thought we want to give them a few more options. There's a chance they might have a second brood, so we really hope in case they decide to breed in the autumn, they might want to move boxes. So we've put up a box nearby, and that way we can pine marten proof it. So we're going to put some metal around the bottom, and then we'll have a think about the winter, and we might move that box because it's just so accessible for pine martens. But this estate is huge with so many options for them, so we're going to get as many boxes up as we can and give them lots of options. And we think that it could even support 2 pairs if possible because the habitat's so great. So we will keep our fingers crossed.
So this has been obviously an ongoing project, not just with ourselves as National Trust, but across with landowners across the whole of Northern Ireland. So if you think you've seen a barn owl, or even if you haven't seen a barn owl, get in touch with the project officers. Like if you just look up barn owls Northern Ireland, the Ulster Wildlife Project pretty much is the top search result, and get in touch, and hopefully we can provide more sites to increase the range and numbers of the pairs here in Northern Ireland.
Definitely, and especially if you're a landowner and you want to know how to improve your land for barn owls, that is so important, and it improves it for a whole range of wildlife too, so please let us know.
Cool. Well, I hope that sort of paints a picture of what happened this year. It was a bit of mystery, a bit of drama, but the main thing is like in conservation it's never easy, and there are conflicts of interest like this, but all in all, I mean, it's fantastic to have both of these priority species here on the estate. If we can just get both their numbers up a bit better so they're all a bit more resilient in the future, I think we'll all be good. For now, we'll see you next week.